Hi, my name is Pete O'Neill. Some people call me Pete on the Street. I cover a lot of the breaking news here in this city. Most of it is negative. But tonight, I'm going to show you some of the positive. There's a lot of positive people here on the streets of Baltimore whose open hearts open doors of opportunity for those who are less fortunate. Come along with me, and I will introduce you to those open hearts and show you those open doors.
I'm so glad I live in Baltimore. I'm so glad I live in Baltimore. I'm so glad I live in Baltimore. Saying glory, hallelujah. I live in Baltimore.
Music, in my mind, is a lot like food. Like it's a lot like you have a lot of different kinds of food, just like you have a lot of different kinds of music. And sometimes you got a taste for Chinese. Sometimes you got a taste for good old McDonald's or whatever it may be. With the Rufus Roundtree and the Be More Brass Ensemble, that's a particular type of music that's like that spicy Cajun New Orleans. So
I'm a funk cat, I guess. You know, if you have to put somebody in a box or a label, I'm the funk guy. Clarence is the jazz guy. Will is the church guy to an extent, but we're not gonna call him choir boy or nothing. not that.
Kind of, yeah.
But it's and then taking everybody's strengths and pulling them together. I mean, it's the whole melting pot. It's this cornucopia. We got plenty, so we got so much more that we can deal with. So we're a part of a group that's called Rufus Roundtree and the Be More Brass Factory. We're a New Orleans style brass band, but we're also Baltimoreans and. And I think I said Baltimoreans because it's the combination of New Orleans and Baltimore, and it's just this freedom, this space that we get to create and exchange our ideas musically. I'm from Baltimore, and just being around all of the music and the culture, and being able to listen to. There's plenty of clubs here in Baltimore that we've frequented and had an opportunity to play with some of the greatest musicians in the world, and it just sort of it finds you, So I guess if we want to put us in a genre, it would be eclectic, where we pick up a little piece of everybody that's around us. I had many opportunities to go other places, go places around the world, but it still comes right back to home, and in doing so, we wanted to do. This music that reflects where we're from, especially because I did a lot of research into the music of New Orleans, and everything about it was about community. So if I'm trying to build something that relates here at home, I wanted to once again touch community, and in touching community, we wanted to focus on things like love of the city, love of aspects in the city, things that you can only get in Baltimore. Feelings or styles of music that you only get in Baltimore, but how to bring them close. Then once you deal with the positive things, you pull everyone together, and then they can actually jump on. It's like we're the band, and we have the wagon, and we want to pull people onto the wagon. So trying to be positive, participating in protests and marches, and civic things that happen all around the city. We try to deliver music in a way for people that they get an experience out of it, and that experience it fills us with joy, excitement. It's just like I channel some of that energy into some of my relatives that may have gone on before, or people that just when you want you want to be proud, you want to share your best. It's that kind of thing, and playing for people that gives us that energy.
Earl's Place has helped me like be responsible. It helps me see that there is really people that really want the best for you. They get something out of seeing you grow, you know. People just believing in you, you know, and not, you know, criticizing you when you mess up, and, you know, more so giving you good suggestions and not demands. You know, maybe it's my perception of the way I took a lot of life, because I like now being here and sitting thinking and having time, learning patience and stuff like that, like, you know, I think, like, I felt like I was expected. I had a lot of expectations out of me, and by me not fulfilling them, you know, I just fell into that rut. Like, okay, I ain't fulfilling them, so I didn't care. You know, it was like, well, if I can't do that, then I'm gonna just do anything. You know, so basically, I was like, I got to grow up here. You know, I got to learn to grow up. I got to learn to like do things other people's ways, like not just do things what I want to do, you know, and basically like be responsible.
I can see the potential in all the men that come here. I wish we could do more, but the men that we serve, they have so much to offer. They just haven't had the opportunity to understand how to put their skills to positive use oftentimes. And you know, all the men I've met over the years, because we probably served over 300 men, have taught me something. They've all helped me to grow and helped me to become a better person. And they've shown me, you know, that you can overcome you can overcome anything if you really put your mind to it.
I found Earl's Place kind of like through the court system. I was in recovery at Turk House, and my counselor suggested that I put in for a transitional, you know, to come straight out of recovery, and just suggestions like do meetings and you know, don't try to be in society so quick, you know, get where you gotta get your mind right, you know, like the mental part, you know. Like, I would never thought that something was wrong. When they say mentally, and I used to go to the hospital, and I thought it was funny, you know. And just basically like looked at it like something must be wrong with me to like be destructive to my own self. My belief system had changed. It wasn't what I grew up with. And my code was, you know, a code. What's a code? You know, I was under all that kind of misinformation. And when I start Earl's Place and the Valley House and even the court system, you know, I start looking at them all in positive ways, like my belief system, like in God, like, you know, they say help me when I couldn't help myself, you know, opened my eye, kept me still long enough, kept me clean long enough to appreciate things and look at them in a different view. Like, instead, I used to go to court like, why they want to send me for a sanction? I ain't, you know, but I really had to admit, man, you just doing some stuff, even if it wasn't this time, it's just catching up, you know. So just my calm is like now, like, do what I'm supposed to do, and my belief system is, you know, even if it's just things get better in life, not even for me, just like you say, well, what's going on out here, that means I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
Sometimes when people come in, you know, they've been so hopeless and don't really see that there's anything more, but by the time they get here, they obviously have, if not the real idea of what can be, they at least know there is something that can be done, and they're open enough to let us, because it's not just me, but us, work with them and help them figure out what that is. And that's one of the things I like best about this program. We have 17 men at a time, so we can get to really know them, and we can become a family of sorts. It's communal, so everybody gets to see each other, they know each other, they live here for up to 2 years, so by the time they leave, we know each other pretty well. I'm going to keep doing this for as long as I can. And we just opened another project in Baltimore County that's permanent housing. So we have 12 men there, so I've added to my fold. So yeah, no, I'm going to keep doing this. This is what I'm meant to be doing.
You look happy.
I'm very happy. I am. I love talking about Earl's Place.
will not let our city be burnt down. You can protest, but you cannot destroy our city.
Was if I didn't tell that I was a person in recovery, if I didn't share that I had been homeless and hopeless and broken, if I didn't share that I am poverty, that I am a product of West Baltimore, that I'm a teenage mother, that just because I sit on the boards with you and I mentor your children and I'm at the networking events that you're at and I'm able to order from the market price side of the menu, if I don't tell you who I really am, I'm never, ever exposing you to the truth that we do recover. I had failed a huge recovery community. I was not giving myself the freedom to live the life that I'm living right now. I wasn't giving other people in recovery the opportunity to say, I'm in recovery too. I'm hearing that while buildings are burning and police cars are on fire, and people are marching and protesting and marching, that the children in this community don't have resources, that the children in this community don't have recreation. There's no safe place for the kids in this community to go. And I keep hearing this. And now that I had found my freedom to tell people who I really am, and I was transparent and I was authentic and I was living in my recovery, I could no longer just ignore the pleas of the community. So when I heard it, I went to my executive director and I said, well, why can't we be the recreation center? Why can't we be the outlet for children? And he gave me the key to a vacant laundromat. He gave me a key and no money, no staff, no support. He gave me a key. And I went into this 1,000 square foot, empty, cold, gray building. And I went to social media and I said, on June 1st, it was on May 5th, I wrote the press release. I'm the director of public relations, so I'm doing my job. I wrote the press release on May 5th, and it said, on June 1st, in exactly 4 weeks, we're going to open the Penn North Kids Safe Zone. It is going to be a place for every child in Sandtown, Winchester, age 5 to 17. It's going to be a free place for a kid to be safe and be a kid. In this empty place, we're going to have flat screen TVs and Xbox gaming systems. We're going to have arts and crafts, board games. We're going to have mentors. We're going to have a computer lab and homework assistants. And we're going to have this. And I hit send. And I rolled back away from my computer. I said, okay, girl, you said it. Make it happen. People wanted to help, and everyone is willing to help a child. So people showed up. And we got carpet, and we got the paint on the walls, and we got the labor to paint the walls. We got flat screen TVs and Xbox gaming systems. We got board games. We got crayons, paint. We got everything we asked for. If I thought that these kids needed a cup of milk, I would post, we need milk, and cows would show up. Moo. Not that much milk. It's been an amazing journey. So me and our program coordinator, we walked 1 block up the street, and there were kids playing in the middle of the street. There was a pregnant mom sitting on the steps, and there were 3 of her kids there, and she had other kids inside. And we went to her, and we said, we just opened this really cool place down the street for your kid to hang out. And she said, go with that lady. She didn't ask for ID. She didn't ask for a business card. She was like, go with that lady. And we had this Pied Piper moment. We walked up the street with no kids, and we were walking a block, and we had 40 kids behind us. And those kids came in, and they were like for me, right? They were like, how much does this cost? And they came. On the first day we had 40 kids, and then we had 65 kids a day. And then in July, it was 100 children in this vacant laundromat like every day. And we were giving them breakfast, and we were giving them lunch every day, and they were just playing. And they were happy. I used to say that it took me a month to stop crying about these kids, but I still cry. And it's amazing to see them just be children. Like, no adult responsibilities. Like, they're not responsible for their sisters and their brothers, and they're not responsible for their moms and their dads, and they can just come and they can just play. And foundations would come and say, well, what's the curriculum? Like, we were looking for money. Like, help us keep this place open. What's the curriculum? Stay alive. Like, don't die. Don't shoot dope and don't die.
This year's, what's the report? In years past, I remember you noting 50,000 people, and I was like, wow, my arm got tired just thinking about 50,000, serving 50,000.
We did good last month. We're going to, that was our 34th, and we're looking forward to our 35th Thanksgiving. You know, Murphy's Law is always going to get in there, but we help thousands of people have a Thanksgiving meal. And now we're preparing to help children for Christmas.
But do y'all really make them do homework in there, man?
It's mandatory.
Books before hooks.
It's mandatory. See, when the kids before the kids even see me, they're talking with the teacher. Then they see me. So they have, when they come to my center, homework is first, the classroom first. They're in the classroom 2 hours. So I'm saying when they get out of school, they come back to school, and the kids want to box so bad, they'll do anything. You know, most of our kids like a trade-off. Even though this educational program is good for them, they want something in return. So the boxing is the trade-off.
The WMAR Boxing Studio has been around since 1999. Their program creates and maintains a positive and safe environment for children. Our next interview subject is only 12 years old and a Golden Glove state champion. This is her story.
My name is Aya Kay. I'm 12 years old and I box. I have 10 fights and 1 knockout. I've won the silver gloves, the golden gloves, the power tournament, and the junior Olympics. I always said that I want to be an undefeated female boxer. I got into boxing at 8. My cousins and my brother got into boxing because of my uncle, so he kind of put all of us in boxing. He told us that it'd give us more opportunities in life. At first I was nervous, almost cried because I thought I was going to get in the ring for the first time when I first walked in the door, and I wanted to go back home. But now I come here every day. It feels good because I know everybody in here, and it's just normal for me. My favorite part is, I guess, working the mitts with my coaches. If I don't become a professional boxer, I was thinking about becoming a lawyer. It's like winning a fight. You have to do different things so you can outdo your opponent. No hooks before books means if you don't go into the classroom and do your homework, you can't come out into the gym area and train. Education is important, and you need good grades in order to box or to do anything. It's good to put money into these type of programs because you're not just boxing. You can come here and you can get all your work and all your help with something, and you can basically let out your anger because you get to hit things. If you have different opportunities on program, probably will not have a better chance in life because the more opportunities you have, the more choices you're given in life.
Firefighters naturally give back to the community just by the work we do. And throughout our career, Rick and I and all the folks that we represent have been giving back to the community from day one, adopting families, giving out the food, giving out the coat, things of this nature. But if you look at it just from the coat aspect, some of these children, this may be the only thing they get for Christmas. And their eyes light up. It's 20 degrees out, they need a winter coat.
First, the boxes were stacked up. Then came the teamwork to bring them inside Westport Academy. After a little setup, this room was not only filled up with hundreds of brand new coats, but the students to take them home.
It feels amazing.
Operation Warm is in its 4th year in Baltimore. The program is a nationwide effort to help relieve the burden of poverty and bring happiness and warmth.
We in Baltimore feel like we give back to Baltimore. We've teamed up with the Baltimore Police as well, so that all the public safety unions are together in this program to give over 2,000 coats this year.
What's your name? Sam.
Baltimore firefighters were on hand to help fit all 350 students at Westport and make it a little easier for them to hang on to their new coats.
It's warm and it's comfy. My coat feels comfy, like a comfy cushion, and it's warm. Warm, comfy, and it's pink, and it's my favorite color.
It wasn't only the students who went back to class smiling about the new addition to their closets.
At one point, I didn't know how I was going to make Christmas happen and make sure that they stay warm. When I see my son get things that he needs and that he asks for, it makes me want to cry sometimes inside because I'm just so blessed, because it could be a whole lot worse.
Especially as the holiday break takes place and they're away from school. I'm just glad that they're going to be able to play outside with a warm coat.
Allowing the children to play more, learn more, and do more is the Operation Warm goal. They've said since the beginning it's more than a coat.
When I go outside today, I'll feel better than I did this morning.
This guy right here is on the honor roll. I just want the world to know he's one of our honor roll students. This guy is the man. Tell him what you're going to be.
I'm going to be a game designer.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of games?
I don't know, any kind.
Excellent.
Straight up.
Is this what it's all about, man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is what makes it work for one of our honor roll kids here. Kid is working extremely hard. And he has a tennis ball that I gave him that I better not ever see him because we're working on his hand muscles and things of that nature. But he's going to be a great game designer one day.
Yeah.
Right?
Is that right?
Yeah.
My name is Casey Burnett, and I am the band director here at Frederick Douglass High School. Today we have our annual Christmas concert happening, and we are so excited to be playing a lot of our favorite Christmas tunes, some old, some new, and we're really excited. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we hope that everyone enjoys it here, and we know that they will.
So we got some kids here that lives home alone and has their own places where they have to work 2 or 3 jobs a day and still come to school and to make it to school on time and still deliver in the classroom. And it's amazing how a lot of those kids are not getting the recognition for what they do. And Douglass is one of the historic black schools in the city, in the state, and really in the world, in the country to me.
For my career-wise, I want to be a director. And it really did came up, like it really did just came to me, I guess you could say like my last year, which is I'm in 11th grade now, but I was in 10th grade when this hit me. My friend Shakura, she basically helped me out in ramp and told, like, I didn't know what I wanted to do until basically we started talking and started connecting on, how we could help out. And so like her, I also want to be, a leader and help out my family, my youth, my African American brothers and sisters in a way I can, in the best way I can, and I feel though it could be helped out through media.
But one thing I can say about Francisca's place, so once I come out of that wilderness, once I come out of that situation trying to survive through that night, it's like walking through the gates of heaven, a warm atmosphere. It's like coming back to civilization. But anyway, though, like again, what can I say about this wonderful place? When I come in after the cold, come in and have a warm meal, not only am I fulfilled internally, but externally, I'm ready to go out there and fight a good fight. Because I know Francisca's going to always be the center of it.
I didn't know where to go to get a meal. I didn't know where to go to get no sleep. I couldn't even bathe. But now they have centers for people that doesn't have nowhere to go. They have centers for people to come, to bathe, to sit in all day long, and then at the end of the day, they help you find somewhere to sleep for that night. Yes, I've been through all that, but now I done went through it. I try to help people understand that there is more to just being out there on the street. You can go to shelters. A lot of people still don't want to go inside of a shelter. They just want to stay outside because they can't go by people's rules. Everywhere you go, there is rules. So if you can't follow some of the rules, then why be bothered?
The hunger epidemic in Baltimore is bad.
A line wrapped around the corner at the Franciscan Center in Baltimore.
We're serving over 100,000 meals a year and giving out nearly 8,000 bags of groceries a year, and that's a lot of influence you can have in the community.
It's the reason that on this day, it's not just any food they're giving out to up to 400 families in need. It's healthy and nutritious.
I'm on food stamps, and it only goes half of the month. It's only enough for 2 weeks. This is very expensive eating healthy.
The Franciscan Center partners with the Maryland Food Bank for these free food drops. It's part of the Healthy Food Initiative, getting more fresh produce to the underserved population.
You want peaches?
Tamnika Tab came out to help. She remembers the days her family was in this line.
My grandmother got help from the Franciscan Center a long time ago. They've been around for years now. And I just wanted to give back because they helped me when I was growing up.
Also helping with clothing, financial assistance, transportation, the center has a history of more than 45 years in the community with a mission that extends far beyond food and far beyond one day.
Only thing you got to do is just have a faith of a mustard seed. Believe in yourself and just fight. Just believe in yourself and fight. And when at the end of that day, then that's going to put your strength and motivation to the next and stuff. And things going to change. You just got to believe. If you want, it's going to come. It is. That you just got to overcome.
In the late afternoon, the halls at Western High School are filled with the sounds of grinding metal and power tools. If you follow those sounds downstairs, you'll find an extraordinary young woman leading a team of champion robotics engineers. This is her story.
My name is Kimmy Booth,
I'm 17 years old and I love robotics. The best part of building a robot is the programming. I'm really interested in computers, and that's kind of like the main thing I like focusing on. And that point when you're building and you actually get your robot to move is the best part for me. I realized that I loved technology and robotics when I went to my first competition at the Chesapeake Regional, and we were competing with hundreds of teenagers from all over the country who were just all there to share their excitement for robotics. So the goals of the Robo-Doves is to inspire everybody in the city to get more city kids involved in STEM. STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math. And we want Baltimore City to be seen in a more positive light. We want people to understand that we can be African American, we can be teenagers, and we can still excel. We are different than the normal robotics scene that you would see, so when we step into the competition, people notice us right away by us being African American and being an all-female team. We're at the 2013 FRC Chesapeake Regional for the game Ultimate Descent. Each team that is here spent the same 6 weeks building a robot to compete in the same game, but everyone builds it in a different way. And they all use it to throw the frisbees into the goal to get either 1, 2, or 3 points. Or they made a robot like ours that can climb to the top or at least to the middle bar to get their team extra bonus points. So our team is a climbing robot, and we're the only robot here that climbs all the way to the top of the pyramid that gives you the most points that you can receive in the game. Most teams decided not to do it because they were worried about getting to the top and falling off and the dangers that come with lifting up, but our team spent a lot of time in perfecting our climb. We did everything that we were supposed to do. We got our 30 points by climbing to the top, and our alliance won. A passion is something that excites you every day, something that you look forward to when you wake up in the morning, something that you think about when you go to bed. Without a passion, you know, students just tend to get lost in like the crowd of what normal teenagers do, but when you have a passion, it helps you step outside your boundaries and explore new things.
What I really want to do is lift someone up, encourage someone, and I do not want to take anybody down with my pictures. That is just not worth it. It's not what I'm about. I'm from the Netherlands. I'm from Europe. I came here 19 years ago, 20 years ago, for my husband's work. And when I came to the city, people made me very scared of the city. They told me I shouldn't go there, I shouldn't do things. And so we moved to Owens Mills initially. And then I realized how much fun the city was and how many things there are that you can do here. And I started walking around, I started going to cultural events. And then I would go like 1 block away from the event. And then I would go like 2 blocks away from the event. And then the next time I would go, there was like no event. And I would just walk around and I would just talk to people, engage with people, and take pictures and just observe, watch, and engage. And one of the things I really loved was music, jazz music. And then I was lucky enough, really lucky, a couple years later, and that was this year in April when the Billie Holiday 100th birthday celebration was there. And there was this concert in the Art Social Club at the corner of Penn and North. And I bought a ticket and I went there and I stuck my camera with me and I walked inside, and it used to be a gentleman's club and for a black gentleman on top of that. So for me walking in there by myself, you know, I wasn't even sure they would let me in, but it did. And I snuck into the corner and I was mesmerized. I had like goosebumps the whole time. I felt this was the intimate part of Baltimore that I wanted to see, and that was really, it was so wonderful. And then one of the big bands recognized me. I've photographed so many musicians over the years, and he recognized me and he said, "Are you taking pictures? We love your pictures. Please take them." And that gave me a free-for-all to do it. And it took me a week to come down from that cloud nine, because it was coming full circle for me about photography, and it was great. I can never imagine what it's like, because like I said, I'm foreign, I'm Dutch, I grew up very different, I'm white, I'm female. I am like the opposite of the demographic that are hit the most. And I feel it's a big opportunity for me to learn and just listen and learn more and read about it and get understanding and then hopefully take some of my own blinders off, because of course I have blinders. Everybody has them. And you just need to learn to see through them. And you can only do this if you educate yourself. And if you open up yourself. And my thing always has been respect everybody. No matter where they're from, what they are, what they look like. And then if you do that and you engage with people, you learn more about other people. And then you just realize what enormous, beautiful inside and out people there are in Baltimore. And if I walk from my office to the garage where I'm parked, everybody that I see every day, I always smile. They all recognize me and they all smile back every day, because that's what I do. And it's not because I want to be recognized. It's about, hey, you're a human, you are here, your parking garage attendant are sitting here 8 hours a day and everybody ignores you. But there's a few people of us who come by and say hi, you know, and I think that also makes Baltimore a better place if you do little things like that. It doesn't have to be big, you know, just handing out smiles, and it's free.
There's a lot of good. There's a lot of good. And there are a lot of problems we have to deal with. But I think people want to deal with them. They don't want to ignore them. And whether it comes from people on the street, in their homes, or whether it comes from people in the boardrooms, or people in the city administration, the school department, I think that people are working to make it better as a community. Now, I hope I'm not looking at the world with rose-colored glasses, but that's what I've seen.
There's a lot of good things going on in Baltimore as well.
There's so many good things going on. Let's look at everything positive and stop thinking so much negative. And let's bring peace back to Baltimore. We need that.
That's what we need, all right? 'Tis the season to be jolly, and of course, a lot of good things going on. Stay with the Code Show for more details.
Don't let this define us, what happened in April, okay? Don't let this define us. If you go down Whitelock, or if you go to Auchentrolley Terrace and you bang on anybody's door, you're going to hear a great story of somebody doing something good on that street. And it just, one news event should not define a city, and you're going to go all over now, and they're all going to talk about what happened back in April, about all the riots and that we can't control and all that kind of stuff. It's just, it's not true. It's not true, but it's our job to make sure that people don't see just the bad. We have to show them the good. We have to show them the single moms who are helping other single moms. We have to show the dads who haven't left the house, who are staying put to raise the family. We have to show those kind of stories, and then maybe we erase the memories of what happened in April.
Here you go. Thank you.
Look what's being played out all over Baltimore. Hugs, tears, and surprises.
He just won a prize to give his grandmother a gift for Mother's Day.
My little Louis Vuitton. Oh, Amity, the ladies are going to be so excited. Thank you so much. Oh, my God.
Shelley is in business to make women beautiful.
12, 13 years ago, I was, being adopted, as a single mother. And now I'm able to give back. So that's my gift.
And now it's the women of Baltimore who benefit. Through the Self-Love Project on Facebook, you can nominate a single mom.
Each woman will get at least $100 and a really, really nice gift.
And then come Christmas morning, Shelley knocks on your door instead of coming down your chimney.
Just to see smiles and happiness. And also, I believe, what you give, you get it back.
Women who come in here to lay on the table, then jump off the table to volunteer.
This is women that are just like us. They're no different than we are, and that's why we're giving on this magnitude. We want them to feel luxurious. We want them to feel happy. This is not charity.
Absolutely. I've always wanted to be on the giving end, and I've always dreamt of doing these types of things for people who could really appreciate it.
And all the gift-giving videos end up online for everybody to see. She's not Baltimore's Mrs. Claus yet, but she's getting close.
My goal is that women are home, not wanting to leave the house until the Self-Love Project comes to see them.
Sister! That look a mess. I'm like, who is that? And I see Debbie. I'm like...
Everybody that we tell a story about that does something good never thinks they're doing something good. They just think that they're just doing what they're put here to do, and that's be good to one another. They're not bragging. They're not, look at me. These are the most humble people that we stumble across every single day. People that you're going to cross the intersection with tomorrow at Pennsylvania North. And they just go about their lives like all of us do. There's no difference. They're humble people. Humble. And you know what it's like. You tap on the shoulder to tell these stories of people who've done good things, and they're shocked that you're paying attention to them. I'm just doing it to help other people. And all of a sudden you give them attention, and that's why people don't get enough attention for what they're doing on the good side of life. And when you tap them on the shoulder and you say, you're doing something good, they're saying, what, me? They're so humble at that. And that's what makes you feel good, that you want to shine the light on people who are doing good things for our city. Michael told me the story. He pulled up to a stoplight like we all do. He was getting out off of work. It's midnight. A homeless guy comes up with a sign, and Mike rolls his window down and he gives the guy a couple of bucks. And he said, you know what? I want you to come into my restaurant and I'm going to feed you. So by the time Michael makes it home to his house, he's thinking, well, why can't I pull all the homeless people into Baltimore and feed them? And what in the world did he do? But he sent buses out, and we picked up a lot of homeless folk, and we brought them back to the restaurant, and we fed them on fine china and great tablecloths. We gave them dessert, and we talked to them. We didn't just bring them in and sit them down and feed them. We talked to them, finding out what position they were in life and how they could be helped. And all of a sudden, when you listen to people, problems seem to evaporate and they go away.
The service, the view, the food, the first group of an expected 1,000 experiencing it all at Tabrizi's.
It really is. It is really a treat. A big one.
It's day one of Homeless Restaurant Week here, an idea born just 3 weeks ago when chef and owner Michael Tabrizi crossed paths with a homeless man. His name was Joe, and he held a sign that read, "I'm hungry and can work for food."
What really got to me is his plea wasn't because he's hungry. His plea was because he was abandoned. He was lost. Nobody wanted to talk to him. I think he needed a friend more than filling his stomach. And it hit me hard.
So he set out not only to help Joe, but as many homeless people as he could. Tabrizi put the word out on social media, and in his words, it exploded. 900 volunteers asking to be part of the week.
I like this. This is all right. So.
For Armstead Hetherington, the day was already going to be a good one. His second time being homeless, officially ending today.
I just, not too long ago, signed my first lease, my apartment. So I'm happy today, later on, pick my keys up and just go in my first apartment.
Tabrizi's won't be having any other customers this week. Chris Sherrar with Helping Up Mission says he thinks all 500 of the men the organization serves will be able to enjoy the experience. He says homelessness is not an identity, but also an experience.
And just showing care and dignity and value by such a high-end meal is going to provide that to those guests that are here during the week, and we're thrilled to be part of it.
Tabrizi says his goal is not only to provide this experience to as many people as possible, but also to shake the city and get people to see what they can do.
I just ask people to do one act of goodness to a complete stranger every day, and if we can do that, the whole world will change.
I have enjoyed bringing you these stories. Until next time, Pete on the Street, ONeal. Open hearts, open doors.
He's not jail. They're not. They're